I'm back and I'm better. Once you more than ever. Oh my goodness. Good morning, folks. Today we are redoing my laundry room. Like, we're just cleaning it. I'm making it more organized. That's what we're doing. So this is what we're working with. Well, the floor is the floor, but it's mostly the cabinets and here. I'm not touching down there because that's a lot of cords and I don't want to do that. But everything else I'm gonna take out, wipe down, put back. Okay, hi again. I'm starting to clean. I was removing everything off of the shelf so that I could be able to give the shelf a thorough proper wipe down. I used like a Clorox spray. I do wish I had soft scrub. I feel like soft scrub would have got a lot more of the grime up, but yes, my grandma have like 7 dusters, like way more to be honest. Like when I finished organizing it, I think it was like almost 12 dusters. Like it was a lot of dusters. What you missed is that I had to cut it out because it wasn't even caught in the video anyway, but I dropped a bottle of Febreze softener or something like that, and it spilled all over the floor. So I had to go get a towel and clean up the floor. But it made the room smell great, though. I could be honest with that, but it's a little slippery. I use a roof duster to like get all the stuff off the shelf because of how the washing machine was. I didn't have like the access to that shelf like I wanted to. So it was very far, and I was extremely high up. Like I'm 5'3", and my head was above the door. So it's just like, yeah, I was kind of nervous about falling, but I got it done. I was trying to wipe down what I could with the walls, and the great thing is like really, I don't know, it was really hard to do that. So I was like, that's not the point of this anyway. I'm gonna come back and do that another time. But the soft scrub did a good job because mostly on this white thing was dust. But those little water spots, yeah, they probably won't come out anyway. And then the paint was chipping at the other end. The light was very dusty, so while I was up there, I said, let me just handle this one time. Because I didn't want to have to finish wiping down everything and then have to do the lot. So at least when the dust fell, I could have cleaned up the dust one time. I started organizing. I was trying to figure out what was the best order because we don't have, like, washing and drying stuff would not fill up that shelf alone. But then I was also trying to figure out, like, what kind of stuff can I put here that kind of fit the vibe without ruining the order that I have. So I did include, like, the dusters and the floors, like Swifters and bug spray and Febreze. So that's all that went on this shelf. I can't remember if anything else did, to be honest. But you see how much dust that is? That's already 5 already. And degree cells, yeah, I also included degree cells, which is kind of like peanut supplies. I know you keep seeing me dancing, but the music was the only thing that was kind of keeping me singing. Like, I kept getting irritated because I truly didn't know where I wanted everything to go. And so I had to, like, keep breathing and, like, thinking without getting frustrated. We're going to stop on this section for right now and then do this section. And then after we finish this section, we will know what we want to go where. You feel me? Because I have room here still, but I want it to be organized. I just don't want to put things everywhere, but let me just stop the top of this. And then we start to empty this. it's actually not gonna be too much talking on this section. It was like way easier to do because they were mostly grouped for the most part. So all I was doing was taking everything out and wiping it down because like our windows are open. A lot of wind comes in, but like spiders come in too. And so I had a lot of spider webs to clean up. That was it though. So on that first shelf, I kind of focused on like boxes, anything that was in a box, because I just didn't want something so big to get to another shelf and take up space. So anything and everything that was in a box, I put in there. I went back to clean on top of the shelf, and I don't know who sent me to lift up that tile, but oh my gosh, that tile was like so heavy, and it was like 5 tiles on top of each other. It was really heavy. It was not something I would want to do again or want to have to move from up top of there. I hope it stay there until the end of eternity. But yeah, I'm trying to wipe it down. Soft, like I said, the Clorox was like doing what it needed because the shelves were not dirty, so the wipe down was fine. But I know if I had soft scrub, some of the stains that's on the white part of the panel would not be there. Like it would be gone way quicker. But I stored the coolers, like the little, well, I guess they're all considered coolers, on top of the shelf because like that's where least likely to use those, or if we do, it'll be easier to grab them from up there than to have to go inside. We had a blender, lanterns, and then a grill and a couple lamps, not lamps, light bulbs that I put in that top shelf. I just wanted anything that seemed like emergent. It was kind of the vibe because like the lantern, the stove, it was it was like a portable gas stove, and well, except for the blender had nowhere else to go, but everything else was kind of like hurricane season vibes, and at least I would know where to get, and at least with it being high up, it wouldn't get flooded out or anything. And then yeah, I keep going from the second row to the third row to the fourth row. Basically, on the second row, I'm pretty sure I did the food items. I did anything that was correlating to food. So there's a aluminum pan, some cutlery, some Glad containers. I think it was Glad, and a couple other utensils, plastic utensils, and they all just went in the second cupboard. Also, too, like the aluminum container was dirty, and I forgot to ask my grandma when she came home if she wanted to throw them away. Like you could wash them before using them, but I wasn't sure. But I just put them on the second shelf so that I knew where to find them. I let her know like where they were. Okay, so the top shelf was home and garden, so anything pertaining to the house or our backyard is what I used. Yeah, I also find a rock, but these clothespins, as soon as I take them out, they crushed, so they went to the trash. But yeah, on that third row, the left side was the garden and the right side was the house, and we have like the watering filtration systems and these seed things. But yeah, basically you wipe it down and those went back in. I was saying that I found an MRE from when we were in a hurricane, and it had like the Pop Tart, and it had, I didn't see what kind of food it was, but I was just like, oh MG, because being a lie, them MREs was such a lifesaver during a hurricane, because at least I used to be able to have like a fun snack, like the Pop Tarts and the jelly with crackers. Like it was like such a change of pace and such a difference from eating Vienna sausage and canned goods. I used to eat whole ravioli every single day because that's what we had in our cupboard. So the MRE sometimes used to come in, especially when they worked, when they finally did heat up. It used to come in very handy. I probably should have most definitely wear I don't even know what word I was saying this now, but I probably should have most definitely worn a, a mask of some sort because between the Clorox spray and the dust, like I could not stop sneezing this entire time. Like it literally gave hachu hachu hachu. Okay, but yeah, that bag, I don't even know what was in that bag. Like literally I opened it and I could not tell what was in it. So that's how come the miscellaneous section of the fourth row even started. This is me looking at you super duper crazy because I had flipped the camera to fix the left side of the room and none of it recorded. But now I'm doing the little corner that I said was gonna be the easiest, and it was. It really was. I took out what I could. The door was heavy, so I left the door. But I swept around the door, and I swept around the poles. And this little container we have here, we keep our plastic bags or any just like kind of beach bags kind of vibe, like any bag, not like a purse though. And so that's what I was doing. I was collecting all the plastic bags that fell on the floor and stuffing them inside of the brown thing while moving all the other stuff from off the floor. Yeah, I was trying to show you the back of the door so that I could show you that it wasn't that bad. It just had like a few pieces of dirt and dust like that might have fell off the wall, but it really wasn't. It wasn't terrible. What was terrible was behind our washing machine. Like it was so dusty. Oh my gosh! Like it was so dusty. I literally instantly started to sneeze, but I was so in the mode. I honestly forgot to even pick up the camera and show because at that point I had got so tired. Like we're in 13 minutes of this video, but I'm in like hour 1.5, and I'm so tired. I never stopped. I didn't even eat breakfast that morning because I got out of my bed late, and so I was just like, I want to end this, and I want to end this now. So yeah, it became low key of a rush, but I had done wiped down everything, so nobody was really getting rushed though. Yeah, I tried to wipe down the washing machine a little bit, but because when I had put the stuff from on top of it, some of it slipped through. But yeah, that's gonna also be another day. But it wasn't terrible. It just had like a little bit of like debris, but I cleaned up like the physical debris. It just left a little bit of like dust that I'm gonna definitely have to go back to and fix. Now I'm sweeping the floor, which was, also, I think this was the most annoying part because like I'm literally finished. Like all the cabinets and all the shelves are cleaned and reorganized, and I'm literally done. But now I must go through and discard of the boxes. And then I was trying to be a little bit incognito because I know I didn't want my grandma to know that I cleaned off the first one. Like I wanted to be able to clean a little bit more to see when she even realized I was cleaning. But like it has so much trash that like it did not even work. When I tell y'all, she came home that night, I knew immediately that I cleaned it. I mean, the room is so tucked off, and we only wash like once a week. So that's why I started with that room, because like I had a chance of like figuring out how to clean the whole house. Like I knew by the time I made it to the kitchen, she would have definitely noticed. But like, dang, I was trying to get more than just one day done. Like to get caught on the first day, I'm not a good criminal. What the heck? Yeah, we're basically getting to the end of this video though. I honestly had so much fun cleaning. Like there's a lot of like I guess things I learned for next time. Definitely a mask when dealing with like sprays and dusty areas, because I sneezed all night. I sneezed and sniffled all night. I think I've completed the first part that I wanted to complete. Okay, don't watch the dryer. I still need to find some place for that to go. But I got up there mostly organized. I just know it looks way better than before. And there's categories now instead of everything just everywhere. I got behind the washer and dryer. I sweeped it. I didn't mop it because I don't know like how you operate with electrical stuff, and I didn't pay for that, and I'm not gonna break it. I fixed up the door. It was leaning, so I stood it up, and I got those things, the tall thingies to stand up better. I organized in there. Up there is like boxes, lamps, and bulbs and stuff. In here is anything related to food except for this rock, but cutlery and stuff. And this second part is all garden and home, so anything that we would use in the house or in the garden. Down there it became kind of miscellaneous, but mostly underneath all of those extra stuff are tools. These are all the bags, which actually these bags could go there for the time being, but these are all the bags. Some of them need to throw away. Like this bag here is like falling apart, but excuse me, the garbage is completely full, and I was trying to be very, very low-key about doing this because I want to be able to get as much of the house done before my grandma noticed. But the garbage is completely rimmed to the top. But for right now, this is the end of this room. I do have to sweep and mop, but for right now we finish this room. I'll figure out the dry out another time. I'm just so happy. It looks way better. Like I'm really happy, especially when you know like everything has been wiped down. I didn't wipe down the washer and the dryer, but everything else in here has been wiped down, swept down, or mopped down. So that's very refreshing. I spilled a whole bottle of fabric Febreze on the floor, so in here also smells very Febreze.